But first at 11, we're finding new details from the more than 270 pages of the governor's internal emails that were released today on the Flint water crisis. It's an attempt by the governor to show transparency.
New tonight, we have gone through those emails and learned that they point the finger at the DEQ. It also shows that the governor's office was slow to realize the scope of the problem. But when it did, they took action. 24-Hour News 8's Heather Walker is live in studio with the new details that she's uncovered.
And there is a lot of information in all of these emails. They include not only emails from the governor that he sent, but emails that he received, along with findings from water tests.
At the end of the 274 pages, there's an email with the findings from the Flint Water Task Force, which was appointed by the governor in October of 2015. In the email from the end of December, the task force says they believe that the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality is mostly responsible for what happened in Flint, and goes on to say, although many individuals at state and local levels contributed to creating and prolonging the problem, MDEQ is responsible to ensure safe drinking water, and they failed to do so. In an email from October of 2015, the DEQ director admits he made a mistake, saying for communities with a population above 50,000, optimized corrosion control should have been required from the beginning. The Department of Health and Human Safety was also mentioned in the blame because they were aware of high levels of lead in children. But in an email from September of 2015 from Dennis Muchmore, the governor's chief of staff at the time, he says, "I can't figure out why the state is responsible, except that Dillon, the state treasurer, did make the ultimate decision to switch the water source. But the real responsibility rests with the county, the city, and KWA, the new water source." The first mention of lead comes in March of 2013, but we don't hear about lead in people's bloodstreams until 2015, when the Hurley Hospital test comes up, done by Dr. Mona Hana Atisha.
And I believe we have Dr. Atisha with us here tonight, and I'd like to recognize her. If you could rise, please.
A woman credited with helping expose the lead at last night's State of the State address. Emails from September of 2015 reveal the state was skeptical of her findings and only released a lead advisory, which asked residents to use cold water for tap drinking and suggests installing a water filter, but doesn't tell residents to stop drinking it. It's not until about 2 months later, according to the emails, that the State Department of Health and Human Services determines that the doctor was correct.
Now, some are wondering if there are more of the governor's emails on the water crisis that were not released, or information in emails from other people in his department. And unfortunately, we will never know because, as we've said before, by law, Michigan's governor or anyone in his office cannot be FOIA'd. We're one of 2 states with this law. Tonight, I talked with Robin Herman with the Michigan Press Association. She's an expert of Freedom Information Act. She says she hopes the Flint water crisis changes that.
That's problematic for taxpayers and citizens who want to understand the workings of government, who use that information in making their decisions at election time. And it's my hope that the governor's release of this information and discussion of these issues will lead to strong consideration of broadening the Freedom of Information Act so that citizens have more information available to them.
You know, after looking through all of these emails, it doesn't seem like there was any kind of cover-up happening. It's really just that the organizations like DEQ and other local departments and agencies were just really, they didn't do their job to make sure that the people of Flint had clean and safe water. And when there were those signs that, hey, there might be something not right with this water, action wasn't taken quickly. It was very slow-moving action.
Yeah,
right?
That's what a lot of critics say. Reading it, it's like watching a crisis unfold in slow motion. I mean, it's a case study.
Right.
Yeah.
Not good. Not good, yeah. Hopefully this is a learning experience.
Let's hope so,
Yeah.
at the very least. Thank you, Heather.